This season for Shweta's Talkies, we shot in Bombay, we shot in Goa, we shot in Delhi. 70 to 100 years of businesses which are still thriving. On a journey with me this season for these heritage businesses and the exceptional personalities which still run it. Stay with me on this season. Enjoy. Nandan, thank you so much for giving us time to get to know you a little bit more today.
Pleasure.
I'm having the hardest time saying your last name correctly.
Well, it is, if you come from Delhi, then it is a bit complicated. Kudchadkar.
Kudchadkar.
Yeah, it is the name Kudchade. It's like Sachin Tendulkar. He's from Tendul, from the Tenla, this thing. Salgaonkar, they are from Saligaon. So, all this Kar is kind of a Kokan surname.
Okay.
And that is how it is from Kudchade, it is Kudchadkar.
So tell us a little bit about your family lineage, heritage, how you came about in Goa.
Well, we are 100% Goans. Goan.
Born here.
Yeah, born and brought up. Goa originally had these Dravidians, and we Aryans must have come around 20 centuries back, migrated from the Saraswati River. That's why we are called GSPs, Gaud Saraswati Brahmins.
Oh.
Okay. And it is said that Lord Parshuram got 400 people to Goa. And all this creation is called his creation. This is all water. It's a beautiful story of how he shot an area. That is why Goa is called the Parshuram State. You people why do you think you people from Delhi fall in love with Goa? It's become a part and parcel of Delhi. Yeah?
Right.
Everybody is trying to own a piece of heaven within themselves.
How Goa was then when you guys, our ancestors were settled in, how it came to where it is now.
What Goa was then, but it was beautiful, and this generation has
Ruined it? Yeah. Are we trying to fix it back a little?
To fix it, we have to change the society. Thinking has to change. This beautiful Goa has different kinds of opportunities, business-wise, tourism-wise, health-wise, you name it, agriculture-wise. Everything is there. You got to know to tap in. Everybody, today it has become a fad that in some areas of Goa, one starts a restaurant, 100 start a restaurant, start a good spa, start a good hostel, start a creative place, start an art place. Why should everybody jump into one singular business just in one place? Opportunities are many.
I think they usually, or normal people, correlate Goa with vacation, music, food, kind of all wrapped into nightlife, but there is a lot of history, a lot of tradition. A lot of us haven't even seen, I think, the 2% of that, haven't we?
See, any Goan who comes to Goa doesn't see 2% of Goa. The coastal belt is not Goa. Okay? There are many myths about Goa that it's fully Catholic. It's a Hindu-dominated Goa. Catholics are just 20%. But worldwide, because of this Bollywood, it was given that everything in Goa is confused. No. Everything in Goa is rational. It's only when you understand the rationality behind the madness that you start falling in love with Goa. And the most beautiful thing, let me tell you, is Goa grows up on a person. So once you come the first time, after 8 days, you'll say, okay, my holiday is over. What changed? All these people from all over the world, they came to Goa and spent 2 months during COVID. Okay. And that 2 months was the best part of their life. They understood that there's a life which is so beautiful, so relaxed.
Beyond the cities.
Yes, and the Goans call it Susega.
Yes, they do.
Yes. So this Susega effect takes a bit of time. But once it is within your system, it is contagious.
Nandan, where are we standing and what are we looking at? This is stunning.
Yeah, this is the highest rooftop of my house. Right in front is the Sangam, the Arabian Sea. On this side is the Mandavi River, and on the other side is a Zuari River. This right in front, yeah, this is the Mandavi River, in which you can see all the casinos. All these are the floating casinos that you can see. On the other side, after the governor's palace, that last bit that you see is the Zuari River. That is the Fort Reshma goes.
Yes.
Okay, from there all the Portuguese ships used to leave for Portugal. This is what is the mouth of all the conquest of Goa by the Portuguese. And let me tell you a beautiful story.
Please do.
In 1557, there was a huge Portuguese ship that got stuck there on that sandbar.
Okay.
It was fully laden with lots of gold, spices and everything. And there was no way they could take it off. So one of the Portuguese sailors said, we'll put make a small explosion in the sandbar. With the explosion, the ship will move.
Oh.
The bomb exploded along with the ship. And crores of rupees of gold is scattered on if this river is silted, you will find all the antique coins of 1557, all gold bars, all silver bars, diamonds. And
have you not found any? Because I'm
lots of, when people started panning, a lot of gold was washed on shore. Why do you think the casinos are making so much money?
They have too much currency to play with, right?
Yeah, so below the casinos is the gold coins of the Portuguese Empire.
No, I don't see people diving in there for the gold.
Not many people know.
Now I do, and I don't know how to swim.
Now, I'm telling you, for all those who are curious, that Mandavi River has the gold.
So Nandan, people visit Goa and all they see is nightlife, foods, restaurants. But there is a huge side of it where there are families who've been here deeply involved in the growth of Goa, in keeping the culture of Goa still relevant and true, doing a lot of things to preserve that heritage, your family being one of them.
Well, my family, it's like a Bollywood movie. It has everything. The oldest known ancestor in the Kudchadkar families that we know is a man called Mangaji. Okay. Beyond that, we don't know who it was because we made the family tree. Now, my great-great-grandfather, Raghuvir Kudchadkar, okay, was one of Goa's biggest landlords. In 1910, one of the Portuguese judges came to his house. He had a very huge house, but there was nothing of luxury in the house.
Okay.
So the Portuguese judge comes to him and says, look, I have been told that you can give as much as money as possible, but looking at this house, I don't think you'll be able to afford to give me that much money. So Nandan Bab Kudchadkar turns around and asks him, how much money you want? He said, I want 5,000 ishkud. That's
5,000?
Ishkud. Ishkud is a Portuguese currency.
I see.
Oh, that's in 15 town. It's like 500 crores. So he goes inside, brings 5,000 and gives him. The judge is stunned. He said, what? You have this much money and you're not putting any luxuries here. So he turns around and tells him, if I had spent all this money on me, why would men like you come to my house? So he was known to be a very stingy man. Now comes my grandfather, Prabhakar Bab Kudchadkar. He was one of Goa's biggest exporter of coconuts to Zanzibar.
To Zanzibar?
Yeah, at that time, lot of trade used to happen. And the ships required buoyancy to sail back. So to have that buoyancy, they used to carry coconuts with them
on their way back to show the trade.
No coconuts outside the ships? No.
Lakhs of coconuts put outside so that the buoyancy of the ship was better. While coming, they would bring in different artifacts from around the world here. But while going back, they would take coconuts from here, amongst other things. But coconuts would be taken to keep the buoyancy of the ship.
Wow.
So half of what Goa would export, he would export. Well, in 1946, he suddenly decided he's going to jump into mining. 4 or 5 years before, Portuguese government had found deposits of manganese ore. And there were some Muslim communities that was involved in picking them up from everywhere and selling it. That was the time when America had decided that manganese ore was a strategic mineral. A lot of Goan society did not like the mining. They started calling these Muslims and those Portuguese smugglers.
I see.
And yet there was a lot of money in it. So my grandfather, along with 3 more gentlemen, formed a company called Miner National. And these were the first Hindus to jump into this trade.
First?
Hindus.
To jump in this.
Afterwards, in 2-3 years, then everybody got into. But he was the first one to get into this manganese ore trade. And my father, after he finished his IIM Calcutta, he was the first batch, 9 people chosen all over India. So he was one of them. After he finished his MSc in organic chemistry, he studied in Ferguson, in IIM Calcutta, the first batch. He started Asia's first beneficiation plant in 1972. He imported every processing equipment from US, from magnetic separators, spiral concentrators, jigs, everything. Including this magnetic separator has a gauge intensity of 60,000 gauge intensity, and it is the only one ever shipped out of America, because after that they found out that rare earths could be processed on that. I had to be distinctly different. Okay. So my first thought process was creating something for the pleasure of Goa. So I built the museum called Kali's, for which I won the national award in 2006-2007. This is a place where there are 12 houses of Goa, the entire antiques. There is every piece of Goan history shown there in that. And this is also because one day my dad took me to Salarjung Museum, and I got fascinated with it. And I told my dad, I was 14 years old, he said, I want to collect all this. So my dad turns around and says, this was all collected by the kings. We are humans. He said, you focus on your education, not those things. But those words that those were the kings and I could not, was the driving force in saying, I will collect it. I will have it. I have got some of the priceless artifacts. And when first I was collecting, people thought I was buying it to sell it.
For the audience, he is an amazing antique collector. I have seen some of the collections, and you're going to be seeing it shortly. The passion led you to creating Pearl's first alcohol museum, which...
Well, I'll tell you. I never dreamt of creating an alcohol museum. My collection was very unique, very, very unique pieces of glassware that is destroyed and you cannot see it even in the world today. So I have around 40,000 pieces of glassware. And COVID, our Honorable Prime Minister declared nationwide 15 days curfew, quarantine on 25th of March. That was the same day I entered my house. And sitting in the house alone, look, all of y'all, all the married people were with their families. They had people to talk to. A single man, never married, never will. What does he do? So I had just entered my house. I said, now 15 days, what am I going to do? So I thought, I should put all these pieces of glassware, all my pieces of things that are different into an alcohol museum. So those 15 days, I segregated everything. I put them I created a concept. And then I started going on Google to understand if there was any alcohol museum in the world. There was none.
First of its kind, first one in the world in Goa, which we saw today.
And then I stitched it to my motherland, Goa. I stitched it to our Feni.
Yes.
So why should I promote something from Scotland? I am a proud Indian. I would love to promote something which is made in the soil of our nation.
You want to tell me a little bit more that you...
Look, it's not about the Feni. That whole drink is very unique to the world. It brings out smiles and you can fly. What more do you want?
How is it different from other alcohol? Of course, we've heard about...
See, every alcohol has got yeast to ferment it. This is fermented naturally. There is nothing in it. And trust me, you have a clean Feni. You will have a clean high. And I don't talk about drinking and driving. They said drink reasonably, rationally, and with pleasure.
And with pleasure.
Yeah. Purak is my favorite. That's the first distill of Feni, which you get for 3-4 months. Now I am, if you really want me to tell you honestly, I'm a Scotch drinker, and yes. I don't like any of the malts. I am only a gold label drinker.
Gold label drinker.
That's it. I'll rather have a beer. All my friends, if at least today gold label is available. Yes. The last 10 years, they would bring a bottle and keep it. If Nandan comes, he will drink that. I will not drink your blue label. I will not drink the most expensive. I am a brand loyalist. I will drink my gold label. If it is not there, I will not drink.
Oh, simple as that.
Well, but then I'll tell you an interesting episode. I was flying from London to New York, and next to me was a beautiful woman. So when we sat, she asked for a glass of tomato juice and she asked for a shot of tequila. Okay? She took the tequila, mixed it into the tomato juice and drank it. I'd never seen somebody having a tomato juice with tequila. So after some time, my curiosity was boiling within me, and I said, why did you have this? Because she was very articulate, very polished. She said, look, I love to drink. But when you drink 33,000 at 33,000 feet, you get dehydration. And the tomato juice is the best for it. So that is why I mix it. So all madness, some good thing attached to it.
All madness has something good attached to it.
Of course. If you look at that, I thought, well, what was she doing? But what she did was what was the need of the hour.
So as a fiercely proud Goan with heritage here, history here, and a responsible citizen, somebody who cares about Goa, has done a lot for Goa, what would you tell the tourists, senseless tourists maybe, who come to Goa? What would you request them to do?
Look, a country of 1 billion population, my sense will not make any sense to them. This beautiful country, every piece of heritage that exists, from the Ajanta-Ellora caves to Hampi, we get pride in writing there, I love you, or my name, scratch it. So this society has to change. Let me listen, as a simple Indian, it is after so many years, I am getting a sense of a bit pride
that our nation is being perceived differently.
What?
Yeah. Now, under the leadership of Modi, earlier my passport didn't have value, but I am proud. I've changed from being a tourist to a traveler.
How true.
And you know how the nation is perceived in the West. This our honorable Prime Minister changed for the best of India. People may love him, people may not like him, but what he has contribution to India will be always written in gold letters. Whether you like him, you may not like him, but the way he portrays India world over.
Genius.
For a tourist like me, it made me one of the greatest travelers on this planet.
How lovely.
Yeah.
But no, yes, you're 150% right. I feel the same. I traveled fair enough. It was more like an inward-looking commentary on when people come to Goa. How would you, if you had to make an appeal to the local tourist who comes to Goa, when they come here, they party for 15 days, what would you tell them to be careful about as an honest plea? Because
look, I would say only one thing. When you go to Thailand, when you go to this thing, you don't tear off, you don't smoke it, you don't flick it, you don't tear off. If you can just keep India clean. See, you know, we always say Har Har Mahadev, we say our mother and this, and how can you drop stuff on that mother? In all the pujas, you do the puja of the land. You go to a temple, you go to a church, you go to a gurudwara, you go to a dargah. Inside you are clean, outside you are you're not keeping. It is your mother. This land is what is making you survive. She's the greatest, that is Mother Earth. Now, if this cannot be inside a human mind, I don't know more what to say.
there is a marked shift to that. People have become increasingly aware of climate, environment. There is a marked shift. There used to be nothing. I agree. We literally misused it for the longest time, especially in places which are tourist attraction because they're geographical specials, right? Delhi is a landlocked city. Goa has ocean. It has these little mountains and hills everywhere. It is something else. I have seen a marked shift. I think that compliment goes to, as an avid traveler, will go to the responsible citizens over here. I've seen that happen. I don't think it's such a bad story right now. I mean, Candolim beach itself has seen a shift. It used to be pretty...
No, so Candolim is still clean.
Very...
Yeah. It's very clean because, look, it is finally the mindset of a politician. Okay? That Sarpanch there, Bliss, okay, he's personally involved in keeping that because he wants that element of, he keeps a personal watch. All those punches there, they walk this thing to find out if there is any dirt here. So each
local
punch,
guardian,
yes,
has to be aware.
Yeah, all of them are, and the beauty, all of them are from the trade.
From the?
Trade, tourism trade. They know how to keep it clean. And added to that, the MLA, Michael Lowe, he has given them a free hand. He said, keep it clean. So if in this beautiful state of Goa, if you are involved in the business, there is an extra attention to cleanliness. It is not that easy to keep it clean because you just cleaned it, somebody walks by and throws a wrapper.
True that.
Yeah. And it's an inherent thing that even if we are driving a car, we love to open it and throw it outside. And we think we are the only one. But imagine a billion Indians.
Billion of them. Yes.
How do you clean it?
You're talking about a tourism of how many? Probably annually.
See, we have almost 90,000 room nights plus. Okay. We have around 120 flights flying in, so many trains, so many cars. This small state is the holiday capital of India. Kerala might be God's own country. But with respect, God still come to the best place. God's come is our Goa.
Lovely. So I'm extremely grateful to sit with Mr. Nandan at this beautiful house. He's extremely shy of showing what houses here, beautiful artifacts. But do you have a surprise for us?
Look, you wanted to see something.
Nice.
Now, there are, a house is a special place which has its own sanctity and its surprises and its pleasures and its privacy.
Correct.
Okay, but you really have good persuasive skills to ask me to show you something that is different. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, won't be able to show you everything, but I'll show you one small piece that is beautiful, different. I'll give you the pleasure of holding it. This is a royal seal. This is the royal seal of one of the most important Mughal kings India ever had.
Oh, beautiful. So if I stamped this,
Yes, they would put it on us, this thing.
Anything done in India those days?
Yeah, you could. If you could go back in time and use this, you could be Mumtaz Mahal.
Nandan, thank you so much for your time and this. We
Pleasure.
really appreciate it. What
Pleasure.
an honor it has been. An absolute delight.